And this is a special meeting because we're into the Kwanzaa season. Although today, Sunday the 19th, is actually part of the pre-Kwanzaa period, we'll be definitely celebrating Kwanzaa next Sunday all over the country and the world, December 26th through January 1st. We have a display because we're always trying to educate our people. Now, of course, with me, they understand, due to Brother Chinwezu Ibekwe, Dr. Chinwezu Ibekwe, the Nigerian scholar, that reparations deals with the concept of repairing. So there are some things we have to do in addition to the reparations due from those forces that harmed us, but we have to have some internal repair. And that's where Kwanzaa comes into picture. Kwanzaa is a cultural act of self-determination that definitely helps us repair ourselves internally. Holidays can hurt you economically or psychologically, dear people. And so what we've been doing, and we owe a special debt of gratitude to that activist scholar and culture scientist, y'all know him, Dr. Maulana Karenga. Let's give him a strong black hand. We thank Dr. Karenga and the organization US, and of course Dr. Karenga and the organization US have been ongoing members of NCOBRA. Okay, so he's right there with us, and he's helped us get a better grasp on the concept of reparations. But Kwanzaa, which he created in 1966, gives us a better option in terms of celebrating around this time of year. Because y'all know Christmas/Xmas actually takes money from us, correct, puts us in debt. Right. Now, we are for, at least I am, I'm for Christ's Mass, M-A-S-S, yes, a Mass of Christ. That's what it was supposed to be from jump. But then some greedy merchants in Europe, long time ago, 100 years ago, polluted it, and now we have Christmas and Xmas. And you got to be very careful what you celebrate. So Kwanzaa helps us to repair ourselves internally. Okay, so it definitely relates to reparations, okay? Now, for our purposes for this meeting, all I'm going to basically do is explain the symbols and something about the holiday, and we're going to move the program forward in terms of taking care of the NCOBA chapter business. First and foremost, we're an African people. Dr. Karenga looked back, did some Sankofa, and saw that the African people on the continent historically had harvest celebrations. So what he did was took that basic concept and with some creativity designed a holiday specifically at first for African Americans. Okay? You have the straw mat, which is a foundational symbol in Africa. You cannot build a house without a foundation, and our foundation is rock strong in terms of African history and heritage and culture and achievement over thousands and thousands of years. Y'all know, you see evidence around this room. We were the first people to stand up on the planet, back in Kemet, now called Egypt. We built them pyramids, gave math and science to the world, gave the first scriptures and holy teachings to the world. The concept of one God comes out of our traditions. You know, I tell the students all the time, you can do geometry, we created it. We were writing everything, on coffins even. You know, so the first language is all that comes out of Africa. Okay, so he basically did Sankofa, put some creativity to it, and now we have these kind of symbols. Now the Kinara, which is the candle holder, represents that African parentage. You know, it comes with the concept of South Africa, Nkulu Kulu, you know, the first born, the first man and women, Nkulu Kulu. We're all part, and we sprung from that African man and woman. You know, wherever we are in the world, scattered today, we are Africans. Then, of course, the holiday promotes 7 values. Y'all know it, the Nguzo Saba. Those are values that will help us internally repair ourselves, y'all. First day, December 26th, Umoja. You know, we need unity to strive for and maintain unity in family, community, nation, and race. Second day, a red candle, Kujichagulia. This whole reparations movement has been about Kujichagulia, to define ourselves, name ourselves, speak for ourselves, and create for ourselves, rather than having others do that for us. Ashe? Third day, the 28th, we deal with collective working responsibility. We will not win our struggle for reparations without Ujima. So that's an important principle. That we make our brothers and sisters proud, build our community together, and solve our problems together. We're African people, we're more communal. We've just been infected with capitalism and individualistic values. You go back on the fourth day to the concept of cooperative economics, Ujamaa. Can y'all say that? Ujamaa. That we should build and maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses together and profit from them together. That's why we got to get back into our history, look at what we did in Oklahoma, Tulsa, Wall Street, duplicate that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We're trying to do that here in Chicago.
Oh yeah, Black Wall Street.
Yes, ma'am. So, these principles give us the juice and to give us the identity, purpose, and direction, Nathan, to do those things. Then on the fifth day, you go back to a principle, Nia. Anybody know what that means? Of Nia, that's purpose. That we as a people should make our collective vocation our job. The building and developing of our community, restoring our people to their traditional greatness. We were great at one time. So we got to get better purpose and not deal with all these distractions. Then you go back, 6-day Kuumba. We got a lot of creativity, y'all. And we as a people should do always as much as we can in the way we can to make our community more beautiful and beneficial than when we came into it through birth. Ashe? Then, of course, the last one, we got to have a lot of imani with this reparations fight. We make some steps forward, the wrongdoers beat us back with their little legal stuff and they, other tricks. Make another step forward on another front, hold it for a while, get beat back. So we got to have faith. We give the Creator, the Lord of the world's faith, but we have to save some for each other, right? But we won't be able to do anything together. So Dr. Karinga defines Imani, which is a little bit more secular, as the belief that we should believe with all our hearts in our parents, our teachers, our leaders, our people, our children, in the historic struggle that we are engaged in, that we're going to triumph. You got to have a lot of that, man. Some of these Negroes will make you get tired of struggling. You get tired of some of these Negroes and some of them other folks. You know what I'm saying? But you got to have the faith, and we've been keeping the faith. And I was pointing out to people who don't know Hanifa. She's one of the founding members of the NCOBRA Chicago chapter. She was there when Mama Aripo and her husband James Aripo, may he rest in peace, started this chapter. So this sister has Imani. We got to have Imani that, y'all, Sister Ajawa and Cam, they've been crisscrossing the country, going places, trying to keep this thing alive. We're at a low ebb, I believe, in membership nationally. But the task is to build the chapters, get strong, keep fishing, and have that Imani. So that's what this is all about. Of course, the Mazayo back in Africa, that meant the great harvest, the good harvest that we had this year, but we're not agricultural people in America. So this Mazayo crops represents the productive activity that we've engaged in. And we've done a lot of good productive activity in terms of NCOBRA, in terms of this year, okay? And then, of course, it's a very child-oriented celebration and holiday. These ears of corn represent our children, and hopefully we can flourish again and multiply in better circumstances. But we know we're going to need some reparations to be able to do the stuff right, to get things going and solve the problems in those 5 areas of injury. Now, of course, there's some gift giving during Kwanzaa. Mainly the children for promises made and kept. So little brother, what's his name? Marcus, you would get a Kwanzaa gift based on what you said you was going to achieve and that you did it. We just don't get stuff automatic. We're trying to build character and make you strong like your dad. So when we celebrate Kwanzaa, you make them proud, your mother and father proud, then they have a basis for rewarding you. But you spoil children when you just give them something automatic and they ain't, they acting a fool. all year. You know what I'm saying? And being disobedient and acting crazy. But I know you ain't that type. You know, not in that Cam Howard household. Okay. How your grades, young brother?
Good.
A's? Oh man, let's get that brother strong. Okay. And then, of course, we always take time to remember the bridges that brought us over. Now, I'm not going to pour a libation today. Now, I'm not going to light candles today because during pre-Kwanzaa, you don't light the candles. That takes away from the actual Kwanzaa period when you do light the candles. And see, that candle lighting ceremony is a spiritual piece. You know, you don't want to just, you know, have that taken for granted. So during pre-Kwanzaa, you don't light the candles. You just point them out and you know, might explain those things. Of course, you got the red, black, and green flag. We're a nation, y'all.
Yes.
And the Honorable Marcus Garvey and all those people in the UNIA over the years, they did us a great service in terms of giving us a model. You know what I'm saying? So very quickly, before I call Sister Barbara up, she's going to declare a special. We're doing this in honor of 3 close people who were dealing with NCOBRA, 2 on the national level and 1 right here with us. Okay, but before I do that, I just want to give some homage to a few individuals. Of course, that's Marcus Garvey. Y'all know that brother. Is about repairing us. Of course, she exposed lynching. That's you know, Ivy Wells. Fannie Lou Hamer. You know, said she was sick and tired of being sick and tired. This brother built a school so that we'd have the skills to repair ourselves. Booker T. Washington. John Henry Clark. You know, busted up the lies. The wrongdoers. Harriet Tubman freed up slaves. Huey P. Newton said we ain't having no police brutality. Dr. King took a bullet in the throat for us trying to make America practice what it preaches. Malcolm said, I saw a nightmare, not a dream. He said, we ain't gonna be drunk. We gotta deal with reality, okay? And then Brother Amos Wilson, of course, Blueprint for Black Power, Falsification of African Consciousness. We got a lot of people to really be thankful for. Chairman Fred Hampton, you know, he did a great work for us. Paul Robeson. You know, we got many ancestors, and definitely this brother, Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, you know, definitely championed reparations. And of course, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, okay? So we have many people in our history, and I'm about to call Sister Barbara, but I want to show y'all some of the folks that are active now who advanced the cause. The Honorable Dorothy Tillman. You know, we got to give her some, you know, and of course I invited her to come, you know. Now this brother, Thabiti, he was right here during the Kwanzaa about 2002 or something like that. He died. He got killed in a boating accident. But he was back there taking pictures. And he was real supportive of NCOBRA. Then of course the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is still with us. Dr. Conrad Worrell, got to give him his propers, you know. Reverend Al Sampson, you know. Then of course Dr. Karinga. So my task was to keep the fact that there are people, you know, that we can draw strength from. You know, knowing that we're doing the, you know, the right thing. Now this time I call Sister Ajwa up, and she's gonna have us remember 3 folks before she does the other thing. Right on.
Thank you, Mansong. That was wonderful. I was driving down Lakeshore Drive on my way somewhere, and I heard on the radio that Dr. Margaret Rose had died, and I almost froze in driving. I went to her house one time when I was writing a paper on James, what's Wright's name? The writer named Wright. Richard Wright.